Was there anyone else who knew of the device he set up? Well, let me see. Since we had to get everything about our show approved by the people here at the prison, I'd say there were others who knew about it. And there you have it. I see. You have indeed performed a thorough investigation, which is why I am even further perplexed. Why do you not use your efforts for justice? Yeah, what's wrong with my efforts? Your efforts are the unjust ones. You're clearly grasping. Your testimony, even without what I've been saying now, is full of holes, and you're saying it anyways. You're clearly the unjust one. You cannot understand even that? Even now? Providing support to a defense attorney, despite being a prosecutor. It is quite unnatural. This goes against the rules. Fuck the rules! I just want the truth! I'm merely choosing to do what I think is right at this particular time. I travel down the road I have chosen. Your comprehension does not matter in the least, bitch! However, if anyone intends to interfere, I will show no mercy! Perhaps this is a calling from the gods of law. If you intend to rebel against her divine will, I will have no choice but to hand down my verdict. Pay heed to my words. I have one more reason to suspect Simon Key of murder. Great, let's hear it this time. You know, funny, I thought we might actually have a competent judge on our hands. Turns out we just got another loony. Reason for suspicion. If the body came from the courtyard, how was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? Only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity. Because of this fact, I find it most difficult to suspect any other party of this crime. Well, if the person who did it is the chief, the warden, as it were, then I'm sure they could have had their ways. While Simon Keyes was moving supplies for the show, he visited Mr. Knightley's cell. Does that not strike you as odd? I don't know. Because he had to move props and he thought he'd say hi to his friend along the way. That's so frickin' wrong. Mr. Keyes was merely that kind of person. It is entirely possible that he carelessly brought it there. If that is possible, it is also possible that he was assisting in the escape. Am I wrong? I suppose I must refute her theory with evidence. Whatever! The body came from the courtyard. How was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? Magic! Only Simon could have provided such an opportunity. Because of this fact, I find it most difficult to suspect any other party. The Keyes was not the only one who had opportunity. If I can prove that with evidence, I can break this deadlock. Okay, so I already have evidence? I don't really think I do. Let's just press. Maybe the evidence will become more apparent. You seem to believe that Knightley was killed in the courtyard. So, can you say when he was brought here? On the day of the show, between midnight and 8 AM. I am positive it could only have been during that time. So after rehearsal had ended and before the show begun. The most precise issue is, how was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? Are you certain there were no other routes? A trial date had not yet been determined for Mr. Knightley. Since he was not a prisoner, he could not have easily entered the prison. He would have stood out too much, meaning no one testified seeing him there. Well done! May you be blessed by the goddess of law. As I said, Mr. Knightley was taken into the prison through a less conspicuous manner. Only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity. You certain he was the only person? Have you forgotten? This is a prison. Due to the constant supervision, it will be impossible to do anything unusual. Impossible? Really? Yeah, exactly! The warden has shown favor to the Barry Bake Circus. Simon Keyes is a circus member, Miss Barry's apprentice no less. It could only have been him. He was able to move about freely within the facility. That is the most flimsy thing I've heard since you taking the side of jailbird on one thing and not on another thing, and using both as the basis for your argument. But anyways, let's move on. Or not? It seems that you forgot to mention that. The word forget does not exist in my dictionary. Then it would be prudent for you to add this to your argument. Mr. Keyes may have been the only person who could move around freely in the prison, but on the day of the murder, there was a gap in time missing from the surveillance records. During that time, anyone could have done as they pleased. Do I have proof of this gap in the surveillance records? Do I have proof? Well, the video itself is kind of proof, but also the breaker, right? Circuit breaker? Found in the break room at the prison courtyard. Was it used on the prison? I believe this is the thing. If not, then I'll present the video. Although this isn't really proof. The video is more proof because of, the altered timestamp. Mr. Keyes wasn't the only one who had the opportunity. Who else could have had the opportunity? The timestamp on the security camera is off by 3 hours. This means there was a 3-hour gap in time. During that time, anyone could have done it. If that were the case, then the murderer would have created the gap in time intentionally, and they did. It would not have been a simple camera failure. Are you saying that is possible? Very much so. It's possible if you had access to this. In this courtyard we found the circuit breaker for the security camera. And it was possible to access the breaker room both before and after the murder. What? Nani? It appears that you have fallen short in your intentions. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth isn't short. He is quite tall. So can you explain how the murderer obtained the key to the breaker room? 'Cause she frickin' owns it? Oh yeah, that's right. It was locked, wasn't it? The warden hangs onto the key, right? The breaker room has great importance, even in a prison. There's no one who would be able to obtain the key so easily. You know, except the person who already had it. Well, I can think of someone. What did you say? This person, the murderer, was able to get the key. They didn't even need to steal it. There can't be anyone like that! Besides, the breaker to the electrified fence is in that room too. Only one person could have done this. Let's drop the charade of pretending we don't know who it is. You didn't want to believe it? Really? I did. I don't like her. The person who used the key to enter the break room is... This rarely happens. Usually my least favorite character just ends up being around. Lada, Old Bag, the frickin' French dude from case 3 of the 3rd game. But this time, my least favorite character is actually the killer. Yes, bonus. The murderer is... the bitch right there. Warden Roland. Oh my, what an energetic little puppy. That's because this dog is extremely fond of sweets. It seems to detect a sweet scent on you. Oh heavens no, I'm not even wearing perfume or anything of the sort. What the dog detects is the sweet scent of death. How poetic! However, does that not imply that I committed a murder? Oh, you did though. That's what I think. What?! The warden is the murderer? Mr. Edgeworth, are you serious about your statement? Oh, how amusing! The very thought of a warden committing a murder. Ew. It sounds like something out of a mystery novel. Well, this is a mystery game. Your reasoning is in contempt. Hold it. Nothing of the sort. I did not want to believe it myself. Oh, I did. I got giddy when I realized it had to be true. Based on the evidence, I have no choice but to believe it. This evidence proves that Warden Roland is the murderer. Really? Gee. Well. Okay. Chisel? It would be the chisel, right? I mean, we've already done the circuit breaker. They're not going to make us do that again. Other than that, I would think it has to be the shit. That seems kind of vague. Damn it. What evidence proves it? I really don't know. Part of me wants just to put the breaker again, but I feel like we just did that. They wouldn't make us do that again. The chisel seems so vague. I know what my logic for it is. Like, who else would have known about the bell and trying to, you know, implement them other than the Roland? Other than the Roland, yes. Damn. I can't think of anything else that would really work. And yet that seems so vague. Gee. Security gate? Or maybe the floor plans. Let me take a look at those real quick. Cause, she's got a route from the courtyard to the detention center, right? So she could make it work, right? If she took Knightley during the time there was the blackout, she could have easily moved him to the courtyard. So, floor plans?
Take that!
No. Okay. Treating me like a criminal just because of that is so cruel. No, it has everything to do with you. Just not enough, I guess. Okay. What was the cause of it? Oh! Whoops! Forgot about that. No. It wasn't a joke. You're definitely the killer. Give me a second. Oh my god, just shut up and let me prove you're the killer. Like, anyone would let me do that, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Okay, the sweet thing, right, forgot about that. Like, that wasn't even on my mind. But I guess that's what it is. He just gave me the hint.
Take that!
The smell gave you away. As you can plainly see, someone has taken notice. This police dog. He tracked the sweet smell that came from the body. And right now, he is telling us that the same scent is also on Warden Roland. Haha! You're a cruel one to accuse me of murder based on something like that. Honestly, it's about as convincing as the floor plans. Haha! You realize the truth, bitch! It appears that Judge Courtney has reached the same conclusion as I. Mr. Edgeworth, this couldn't have been just a coincidence, could it? The key to the breaker room and the same scent on the body. Okay, you know what? I gotta object for a second. This is the turning point? This is where you go, oh, it was her? Really? This is such a minor thing. Like, we don't even know what the sweet scent is coming from yet. Was it the apples? The apples would make sense, and yet, that's such a minor thing. And this is the turning point? I don't buy it. If there were only one, it could have been seen as such. It appears we have reached a conclusion. We should now listen to what the warden has to say. Indeed, until we do, we cannot close this case. Oh my goddess, everyone with such a scary face. Oh, now you have goddesses too? So I'm the only one who could have been the murderer? That just cannot be. Ugh. I heard all about the case from Justine Darling. Had I committed the murder, it would have taken place inside the holding cell. But I couldn't have moved the body. I never went into the prison. You didn't need to. I was caught up in my work. Up until the show, I was stuck in my office. Check up on it if you like. You'll find there's no record of me entering the prison. Did you enter the detention center, though? Because there's a big difference. I don't know what reasoning you had, but I can say for sure I could not have been the killer. But Missile barked at you, pal. You've got to be the culprit. Really, Gumshoe? When you say it, it sounds even less convincing. Oh heavens, it's not possible. I already told you, I never went to the prison. If you think I'm lying, why don't you check the records? I don't care about the records. You didn't need to go to the prison. You have your special room that connects the courtyard with the detention center. For now, all we can do is listen to her and try to draw out more information. Okay, press away time. Let's just hurry up and wrap this case up.